Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to look at a short little statement that Jesus made that I think is sometimes taken out of context concerning Calvinism. And it comes from John chapter 15, 16. Now, I wasn't even going to actually make a video on this, but because I thought it was so clear, I thought if you just look at the context, then this will not be interpreted in a Calvinistic mindset. But then recently I saw a meme on Facebook, and it had a list of many of the Bible passages that supposedly support Calvinism, and this verse was on there. So I thought maybe we actually need to look at it. So we're going to look at here. This is, by the way, the one where Jesus says, "You haven't chosen me, but I've chosen you." So let's actually see what he's talking about here. It's John chapter 15 and verse 16. Here's the verse. Jesus says, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give you." So what we always have to do when we look at these passages and we get a little confused about what they mean, the number one rule of hermeneutics, always, always, always consider context. Don't take a verse by itself. Always look at what's around it and see if it sheds some kind of a meaning to what you're trying to read. So the first thing that we have to recognize, there's two things that I think we need to look at and what Jesus said here. Number one is that when Jesus is speaking here, he is speaking to his disciples. If we were to back up into chapter 13 around in there, we'll see that Jesus is actually at what we call the Last Supper with his disciples. He's about to be betrayed. He's about to die. And he's got his 12 disciples gathered around him, and they're having the Last Supper. And in this Last Supper, he washes their feet, including Judas, and then he shares the bread with the Judas, and Judas goes out to get ready to betray him. And then Jesus is left with the other 11 disciples, and he gives them this rather long monologue, just teaching them and sharing with them some things that they need to know, because now they are going to be taking over the ministry. And so he's speaking to his disciples. Now, that doesn't mean that nothing he said in there can apply to anybody else. In fact, in this whole process, we get John 14, 1-6, where Jesus says, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life, and I'm going to prepare a place for you." Well, we know from looking at the whole Bible that that is something that's for all of us. But he's speaking specifically to his disciples, knowing that some of these things will carry on, obviously, to the other believers. But at one point in this discussion, he gets very intimate with his disciples, because these are his friends. He's been walking with them for 3 years and been teaching them things. He gets very intimate with them. And so what we're going to do, we're going to actually back up just a couple verses in verse 15. Verse 15, he says this: "No longer do I call you servants, for a servant does not know what his master is doing, but I have called you friends, for all things that I've heard from my Father I've made known to you." He's speaking his disciples because they had been with him. They are his friends. He's been sharing with them everything that his Father has told him. They had followed him for 3 years, and he taught them. They got to know each other very well. So he says, "Look, you're not just my servants, you're my friends. You've been helping me, and I've been teaching you, and we've been hanging out together for all these 3 years. You are my friends." And then immediately he says the statement that we're looking at: "You did not choose me, but I chose you." So he's speaking to his disciples. He's not necessarily talking to everybody saying, "Oh, I chose different people." And the interpretation some people make of this is that, oh, Jesus chose them, so therefore he chooses everyone to be saved. Well, no, he chose his disciples for a specific task. That's exactly what he's saying here. As a matter of fact, a few verses later, I'm going to skip down, trying not to make you too dizzy, down to verse 27. And he says, "You also will bear witness, because you have been with me from the beginning." So obviously he's speaking to his disciples here. We weren't all there. We weren't all there from the beginning. This is an intimate time he's having with his disciples. By the way, all the way back in John chapter 6 and verse 70, Jesus also says this. I'll just read it to you. He says, did I not choose you, the 12, and one of you is a devil?" Obviously he was speaking of Judas there. He chose these people to do a certain job for him. So that's the first thing that we need to understand here, is that he was speaking directly to his disciples. Again, even though there's many things in what he said that can be applied to us, this was a conversation he was having with his disciples at the Last Supper, these men who he has been hanging with for 3 years, and now he's about to leave. So he says, "I've chosen you. You haven't chosen me. I chose you. I've selected you." Now, the second thing we need to understand about this is that it has nothing to do with salvation. Even if we could take this passage, what Jesus said, and apply it beyond the disciples to us, he is not talking about salvation. He says, I have chosen you. As a matter of fact, let's go back and look at it one more time. John chapter 16 and verse 15. I think I'm in the wrong place. I'm sorry, John 15. That's why I can't find it. John 15 and verse 16. There we go. Let me get it for you. He says this, you did not choose me, but I chose you. What for? And appointed you that you should go and bear fruit. He did not say, I chose you and appointed you so you can be saved. He says, I chose you and appointed you because I had a specific job that I wanted you to have, that is to go out there and bear fruit. So again, these men, their apprenticeship with Jesus is coming to an end. And he's given them some final instructions. He's saying, I've chosen you. Now it's time for you guys to take the ball. Time for you guys to go out there and do the ministry. Now, obviously, they didn't get it. They didn't realize Jesus was going to die and come back to life and go back to heaven. They didn't get all that. And so they're listening. This is kind of going over their heads at this moment. But the point here in summary is that this is not about Jesus choosing anybody, disciples or anybody else for salvation. It's about Jesus telling his disciples, I have chosen you guys, and you have a work that you're going to have to do. And by the way, it's going to start tonight. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. God bless.